Okay, welcome to chapter 3. The topic is essentials of preparing your home for sale. I want to start off with 2 quotes, like I do with every chapter. The strength of the team is each individual. The strength of each member is the team. And there is no I in team. It's so true. Unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. I want to start off this chapter with a story. So these were 2 of my clients, Richard and Ben. They lived in a bungalow for over 20 years. They really never considered themselves minimalists, and they kept everything under the sun. They had a lot of vintage furniture, artwork, old clocks. They were really collectors. They traveled a lot, and they had a lot of high value and exotic pieces at auctions and purchased these while traveling around the world together. Their main concern was if they sold, how would these items be protected and how would they be safely removed from the property? So when they decided to sell with me, they went with the gold package, and we had the Sandy Sold team bring specialty movers who were insured to pack up all of their artwork professionally, label these pieces, alphabetizing them from A to Z to ensure no piece of art was damaged. Their furniture, old clocks, other high-value items were all sorted out and packaged with soft cushions, placed in custom boxes to ensure everything was unbreakable, fully padded and protected. Now, once the movers had brought these items to a storage unit, which was temperature controlled and heated so that there was no damage, they were quite pleased with how smooth the process went. Richard and Ben didn't have to lift a finger. All they had to do was point to the movers where their belongings should go. So the packing and transportation costs were all covered by myself. As a top tier package, they selected their VIP package for top service, and they got it. They were relieved, and their move was much easier than they expected. They also had a professional organizer organize their pantries, cupboards, kitchen spaces with minimal clutter. Their home looks so immaculate and so minimalistic compared to before that they sold their home in 2 days for $52,848 more than expected. Sorry, $52,848 more than expected. They couldn't be happier. So what more would you want to get your home sold in a short period of hassle-free? Richard and Ben are a prime example of that. So if you take a moment to read the following suggestions, I am going to recommend 3 steps as a goal to sell your home. You must simplify, depersonalize, and declutter. An example of simplifying is don't keep things complicated. Keep it simple and make sure people know what room is what. For example, all the bedrooms should have a bed in them. No offices, no fitness equipment. It should have a bed if it's a bedroom. If it's a living room, it should look like a living room. Second point is depersonalize. Depersonalize as in no family photos, personal photography, and really it shouldn't be give any indication to any buyer that it's personal. So as neutral as possible, appealing to both male and female in the audience. Decluttering, that's a huge one. So that was a great example for Richard and Ben as to what happened. So less is more when selling. What about lighting? What about windows? What about carpeting? Let's talk about those. I would say for lighting, always upgrade the wattage in all light fixtures to the highest level to allow white light, not yellow light, as the rooms will always look brighter. This is actually a pro tip. Really have all the light fixtures and fans dusted and washed. Look at the difference between the right photo and the one on the bottom. First of all, the blinds are down in the bottom, but the right photo brought lots of light because we had lots of white light in this unit. For the windows, dust the blinds, windowsills, and plant ledges. Remove any cobwebs inside and outside. Take the screens off before washing and leave them in front of the house or in the storage or in the garage. Keep all the blinds pulled up to ensure maximum light. Carpeting. If you're not going to replace carpet, I would suggest steam cleaning throughout, as this will be the cleanest and most appealing to buyers. What else? What about the kitchen? So with the kitchen, make sure that it is cleared off as much as possible. Any coffee machines or microwaves or any clutter, knives, just keep those items off the countertop to make sure that there's plenty of available workspace. Keep appliances stored when not in use, and ensure that the oven, range, the dishwasher, there's no magnets on the fridge. All the appliances are professionally cleaned, and make sure that there's no trash in the pantry. If you look at the organization of this pantry on the right and the picture, it's very neat and organized. There's a service that we have professional organizers go through. If you have a hard time with organizing your kitchen pantry, that's an awesome service for sellers. Even if you're not a seller, it's a great way to get yourself organized. Utility room suggestions. I would suggest replacing or cleaning your air conditioning filters, your vents, all your grids, and try to make sure it's no more than 75 degrees and heat no cooler than 70 degrees. So ensure that when people open the door of the pantry that nothing falls out, so that when the door opens, everything is free and clear and you can see things clearly. With the bedrooms, make sure there's not too much furniture in the room. Depersonalize by storing all personal photos away. This is probably one of the most important things so that a potential buyer doesn't get distracted from your family photos and they can look at the actual space. I mean, with painting, people who have lived in homes for years, maybe they haven't painted, it's been dented, marked, scratched up, it needs a freshening up. Whenever you paint the entire home, including doors, baseboards, walls, a fresh coat can make all the difference, preferably on the lighter side, not the darker side. If you need suggestions, feel free to reach out to me. One of the gold packages I offer is having my trusted team of professionals to paint your home so it looks like a model suite. Reach out to me for more info. Professional cleaning. Most people are really turned off even by the smallest odor. Odors must be eliminated. So if you have a cat, dog, even young babies in diapers, even if you're a smoker, these issues need to be handled prior to listing. Bare floors should also be polished and cleaned professionally. All debris should be removed and your home should look like a model home. I'll give you a little tip. Any wood that has to be cleaned, especially doors or cabinetry, Old English or liquid gold works like a charm. So that is one of my tips. Also, with broken and outstanding items, make sure that nothing is broken inside the home. So for example, a broken fence or a door latch that's loose or not working. It's very important to have cosmetic improvements created just so that the house shows better, and that results in positive returns. If stuff is broken, the buyer will think that you're not maintaining the home very well, and it will give them doubts. So I would suggest if there's a plumbing issue, replace that leaky faucet. If there's a fencing issue, replace that fence prior to move-in date. And make sure these items are repaired in a timely manner. So that way it shows really, really well. Landscaping as well. If you look at the house on the right, it's got some beautiful gardening work and floral work done here. It just makes it look lived in, cared for, and really adds to the curb appeal. So it makes it look more homey, which is very important when selling. Now, the real question is to stage or not to stage. Now, what is staging? Staging is really when we have designers, if you have a vacant space, have designers rent furniture and recreate the space so that it looks lived in and it looks very high-end couture and it looks like a model home. So when people look in, they can visualize their furniture, and if it's empty, a lot of buyers can't visualize what the place would look like without furniture. So it's always recommended to have furniture rented, and your realtor can coordinate this if they know what they're doing and they have the skill and the know-how to set you up with the right team of professionals to ensure this gets done well. What are 6 costly mistakes when selling your home? One of the big mistakes is being present during showings. So this is huge. When a seller's present, the buyer may not feel as comfortable and feel like they're almost disturbing the seller. Also, the seller may try to persuade the buyers to buy the home because of certain features. They also have an emotional attachment to the house, whereas the buyers do not. So, as you can imagine, house shoppers are likely to feel uncomfortable or annoyed when they don't have the freedom to roam about in the house. And if the seller overhears what might perceived as a negative comment, the seller might form an instant dislike for a particular buyer. And that's not what you want. It's better for the seller to really not be present. The same applies when you visit a home. You want the liberty to be able to roam freely, and the buyer's realtors are responsible for knowing the ins and the outs and then relay questions to them. Another thing is strong odors. Tough odors like mold or pet accidents may create problems in the house. So it's very important that if you have, for example, a rodent infestation, especially because of a removal, that gets remedied right away because it could be a hazard. Also, some sellers like to cook, and I don't blame them, but when it's up for sale, certain odors may be unpleasant to visitors and prospective buyers. It's really important to stay away from aromatic foods, as everyone's sense of smell is very subjective. I recommend not cooking when you're going up for sale, as even the slightest smell can turn off a buyer. Bulky furniture or too little furniture. This is a great point because bulky furniture limits the amount of livable space a buyer can see when touring your home. Really, the best thing is to eliminate certain pieces of furniture so that it shows really, really well. You don't want to remove too much furniture so that the home feels empty or abandoned. Balance is really key to maximizing a sense of space with creating living rooms and master bedrooms that are inviting and create warm environments. Another costly mistake is not decluttering or cleaning. This is a really noticeable thing for prospective buyers, especially on the stairs, cupboards, closets, shoes, coat. If somebody opens a closet door and things fall out of it, that's typically not a good sign. It may also indicate a financial predicament where maybe the sellers can't afford a professional organizer, or they're trying to save money on the sale. A dirty home is really never attractive, and it could potentially turn people off. Kitchens are usually a big selling point, so make sure it's super clean. All your coffee machines and your pots and pans are put away, and you make sure the cleaners are scrubbing extra hard to remove stains and from the sink and grease from the oven, and that all countertops should be clean enough to eat on. And if you have an island, do the same. The same with the bathrooms. They should be clean from top to bottom. People notice. Now, not staging. When you stage a home, you want to make it look like a model home. You add all the right accent props, you move furniture, you remove furniture. If you decide not to stage, your house will compete with every other house for sale. And the smart homeowners and top realtors always recommend their clients to stage. And if you don't want to stage, even accessorize to achieve the highest number of showings possible. Our solutions are tailored to you. And if a home in a similarly priced neighborhood and home are competing on the market, the one that looks better will always get the most offers and the highest price in the end. Staged home allows for them to feel this if possible. So the bottom line is unstaged homes take longer to sell and really often sell for less money. Essentially, home staging is a great idea and will net you more money in the end, no matter what is on the market. The next point is unprofessional videos or photographs. Now, really, it takes 3 seconds to make a first impression. So if a buyer's not impressed that quickly, there will be a lower pool of prospective buyers attracted to the property, which results in fewer inquiries and fewer showings. To attract the highest number of qualified buyers to the home, the seller's property should have high-resolution photography, a video tour, and floor plans. If these are missing, the house may go unnoticed as a result, and the seller may be on the market much longer than expected. So do the right thing. Here's my pro tip. Really get clear on what's required to sell for the most money possible. If you would like a free copy of Preparing Your Home for Showings, if you'd like that checklist, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is below, sandysold@outlook.com. Thanks for watching.